everyone, I am Sneha, co-founder and CEO DevCompass, and as always I am super thrilled to have you guys back. Thank you so much for following along. Thank you so much for not giving up. Everyone, please put a pat on your back because you deserve it. This has definitely not been easy, but I hope that it is at least fun and you are enjoying and you can see and implement these concepts that we have discovered as of now in your day-to-day life to improve your AI workflows and just getting better at it each day. And for everyone who does not have context about what these videos are for and what is it that I keep talking about, please head over to devcompass.ai and you will get all the relevant information about our Claude certificate preparation course. So let's get started. So last video I said Claude Code is most powerful as a team tool, and with the addition of claude.md file it just becomes even better. So without it, every developer's Claude Code session starts with a no knowledge of your project. It doesn't know your tech stack, it doesn't know naming conventions, your testing approach, your deployment process. Each developer has to explain it manually or gets inconsistent help. Claude.md is how you fix that. It's a file you commit to your repository that Claude Code reads automatically at the start of every session. Every developer on your team, every CI run, every automation, all working with the same Claude, with the same context, without anyone having to type it by hand. So this video is going to be entirely about how powerful claude.md file is and how to give your whole team the same Claude and not having to run through. Okay, so let me show you what the claude.md file actually contains. First, we have divided it into 4 labeled sections. The first one is project overview, 1 or 2 sentences. What is this code base about? What does it do? So this is a Node.js customer support API. It handles ticket creation, order lookups, and refund processing. Claude reads this and immediately knows what it's working on. Second section is the tech stack, framework, language, database, test runner, just the things Claude needs to know to write consistent code and run the right commands. Node 20, Express, PostgreSQL, Jest for tests, run tests with npm test, everything, whatever it is around your tech stack. The third section is about conventions. This is where you codify your team standards. File naming conventions, import order, error handling pattern, return format for tool responses, whatever a new developer would read to write, code that fits in. The example here also shows camel case for functions, Pascal case for classes, and all tool responses use the same structured format. Claude reads this and applies it without being reminded. And the fourth one is workflows and constraints, the commands that Claude is allowed to run, deploy process, and the hard constraints like never run database migrations without explicit permissions. So this is a section that encodes the things that matter enough to be written down. So yeah, I think on the right side, or the annotations kind of name the purpose of each section, what it is, how to run, how to write it, what not to do. So yeah, that's a quick reference frame for the whole file structure. Everyone can head over to their respective IDEs or the Claude desktop app, just open a project file and just go and check for how it works, like what is actually there in your markdown file. Okay, now, so claude.md file can actually live in multiple places and they work as a hierarchy. For example, the top level is project root. This is the main Claude markdown file. It covers the whole code base, global conventions, tech stack, the overview. So every Claude code session reads this file first. And the scope badge here says applies everywhere in the project. The middle level would be a subdirectory. You can put a claude.md file inside any subdirectory. The card is slightly narrower and visually nested to kind of create a visual differentiation, When Claude Code is working in that particular directory, it reads the project level claude.markdown first, and then the subdirectory claude.markdown. So your API/claude.md can say return 422, not 400 for validation errors. The rule only applies in the API directory. The scope batch says applies only within /API. So it is limited to a subdirectory and not your entire project. The bottom level is a user level, which is a global markdown file in your home directory that kinda applies to across all your projects. So it can be an individual developer preference. Styles, things they never want Claude to do, personal workflow steps, scope batch. So it applies to this developer across all projects. For example, when I work with Claude, I do not like it going all gaga over, oh, let me just write everything in like a CSS file. Like, no, just like, okay, so when I work with Claude, my personal preferences are that I do not want it to kind of go and change things without my permission. Sometimes when you are stuck on an error and Claude feels that, oh, this is where it needs to be solved, but that section is working fine, it kind of just assumes and starts hallucinating. So you make a set of rules for yourself where you're like, hey, I would want maybe this particular stack across all my projects. If I want tailwind.css, please don't go writing a .css file, or I mean set up rules for yourself. That's all that you can do, what not to do, and all of those stuff. Let's see what can you put in a Claude.markdown file and what can you not put in a markdown file. So first, stable project facts. So task specific instructions, please don't put it. This is a Node.js API is always true. When working on the auth flow today, focus on token expiry is task specific. So it belongs in a session prompt, not a team file. Always, the second one would be always applicable conventions. So, okay. So let's see what belongs in a claude.md file and what doesn't, and we'll talk about each one of it one by one. For example, if it is a stable project fact, it will belong in the markdown file. But if it is a task specific instructions, it wouldn't. For example, this is a Node.js API is always true. So that will belong, but when working on the auth flow today, please focus on token expiry is a very task specific thing. So it belongs in a session prompt, not a team file. The second one is always applicable conventions. For example, camel case for all functions is always true. But if it is a situational guidance, for example, when working on the auth module, please be extra careful with token expiry. It only applies sometimes, so it will not belong in a markdown file. Third, commands that Claude can always run, like run tests with npm test. It is a permanent fact, okay? But prompting techniques don't belong in the markdown file. Think step by step before editing is a prompting technique. It belongs in a specific system prompt. So we'll cover why prompt engineering videos, but that is later in the stage. Fourth one, hard constraints belong to the markdown file. For example, never modify migration files directly is a hard rule. Whereas team process docs do not apply. Like your full deployment runbook should live somewhere else. Put a link, not the whole document. Fifth, tech stack and runtime info belongs to the markdown file. For example, Node 20 Express, Postgres SQL is clean and useful, fine. But long explanations of why rules exist do not belong to the markdown file. A 3-paragraph explanation of why you chose Postgres SQL adds noise without really adding volume. Sixth is file structure overview. A map of what's in each directory is a stable information, but anything that changes per task or per person does not belong in the markdown file. For example, personal preferences, per task instructions, those belong in other layers. So if it is always true, it belongs in Claude.markdown. If it depends on context, it belongs somewhere else. That is what you have to remember. Now, everything that we have covered in the abstract, let me show you grounded in the system that you have been building since stage 1. Let's take the reference for our customer support agent code base. It's not like a generic template, the real file. How will it look like? So project overview section at the top, how we discussed a markdown file actually looks like. So node.js customer support API handles ticket creation, order lookups, refund processing, 3 agent architecture, coordinator, account sub agent, order sub agent, 2 sentences. So Claude reads this and immediately knows it's inside the system that we have been building. Tech stack, Node 20, Express, PostgreSQL, run tests with npm test, start local server with npm run dev. Exactly what a developer needs to run the project. The convention section would be everything of our work from stage 2 shows up. All tool responses return success, data, error. Error will always include category and retriable flag. Those are the structured error response conventions from stage 2. Video 2. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. So it is codified here so that Claude applies them automatically in every session. Constraint section at the bottom, never run database migrations without explicit confirmation. Process refund requires a verified customer ID first. The first is an operational safety rule. The second is the programmatic prerequisite that we have discussed before, but stated as a convention so that Claude won't even try to call process refund without checking first. The code still enforces it, but Claude.markdown file states the intention. So run /that memory to confirm Claude has loaded this file. That's how you verify that Claude.md file is loaded in the session. The walkthrough will ask you to do this, so please remember it. That's it for this video. We talked about Claude.md, how it has shared context for every session. It is committed to the repo. There are 3 different levels: project, subdirectory, user. So it kind of rules like layer from top to bottom, and it is always applicable to facts only, but not to task specific guidance. If it is a task specific guidance, it goes somewhere else. Okay, so now you know what Claude.md is and what belongs in it. The next video is kind of us going deeper into the configuration system, specifically path specific rules that apply only in certain directories, skills for reusable task definition and context, fork for keeping large context lean without losing what matters, and a lot more information. So I will see you in the next one.